Hey there, owner operators from 200 to 500K. Very pumped for you. It's great that you've reached this level. It's not a simple feat. So, by the time you've got to this level, you will start to notice that you've got about 500 balls in the air, and you probably are starting to get a little bit edgy about things that are coming across your desk that feel a little bit out of your depth. This might be related to accounting, it could be related to legal stuff, it could be related to human resources, it could be related to insurance, it could be related to business management overall. And when you get to this point, it's super important that you start to gather not just your on the tools and your business admin team. You've got to start looking outside of that and start considering who else do you need in your corner from a support perspective. So, what do I mean by this? So, at Ladies with Tradies, we have who we call our trusted advisors. Now, those trusted advisors are people that are highly skilled, highly qualified professionals who work to support service-based businesses like the trades industry. We've handpicked ours. That doesn't mean you have to choose them. And they're all available on our website on our Trusted Advisors link. So make sure you go and have a look at that. But what we want to be doing is putting the right people into our organizational structure as external service providers when we're at this level of business. Why is this important? When you have staff, you need a HR team, you need some kind of employee handbook, you need job descriptions, you need all of your HR stuff worked out. You've got awards that you have to adhere to. You've got leave obligations to pay, and all of this stuff that is pinned on having staff. And most businesses who are doing from 200 to 500,000 will have staff. And so you are not immune to this. And there is only so far that, um, Googling is going to get you. So, from a HR perspective, let's talk there first. If you have staff, then you need to likely engage some HR support. This might be from your state government body. So, there's Work Cover, Work Safe. You can go to Fair Work. There's all of these organizations out there that you should be tapping into their free resources. Okay. That is the place to start. So, depending what state you are in, is who you will go to for HR matters related to staff. All right. Once you grow even further again and you get beyond the free stuff, it's likely that you might need to engage a HR consultant. So, when business coaching, we get a lot of business owners starting to do some really interesting stuff with their teams in order to incentivize them, to retain them in their businesses. HR is important here. So, at your level, start thinking about who you might go to for HR consultancy. If you have an issue, it could be an accusation around bullying within the team. It could be sexual harassment. It could be underpayment. There's all of these intricacies that, sure, you can go to the free person, but my advice is always getting tailored advice from a HR specialist. And our HR specialist is Karen Hillen. You might like to use her, go to Trusted Advisors, or you might like to find somebody else. But you definitely need some HR support. Use your state government body, absolutely for free resources, but maybe team up with a consultant as well. The second area is legal. This is huge, and there's so much involved in understanding and unpacking and creating safety for your business legally. So there is the legal entities or entity that your business is structured under from an accounting perspective, which a legal person can support with. There's also your brand. So you want to be protecting your IP. You want to be protecting your logo. You want to be protecting your brand, what you are, what you do, how you do it. So from a legal perspective, this is looking at trademarks. It's looking at protecting intellectual property and that type of stuff. You also need terms and conditions in your business. If you don't have terms and conditions, you are in big trouble for a start to you. But you need terms and conditions that are not just generated on AI or Googled. Some of your industry bodies like HIA, Master Builders, Master Plumbers, Master Electrician, NECA, etc., may have terms and conditions. Again, once you get to that 500,000 plus, you should be really looking into tailored terms and conditions that will protect you from the types of customers that you're working with, because everybody's got different types of customers. So terms and conditions are really, really vital. So legally, is your structure the right structure? Have you got terms and conditions in order to manage your clients? What about agreements between you and your subcontractors or subtrades? That's another legal part that you need covered off. There's a broad range of stuff that you need. You can go and listen to our podcast by Helen Kay from Rise Legal, or watch YouTube that we have with Helen Kay. She goes through everything from a legal standpoint that by the time you're getting to this size, guys, you really need to cover off. So as I mentioned, Helen Kay is the legal representative. Of course, you will have some access to your government body, your state body, your industry association. Go there. Free resources. If you're already paying a membership, you might as well use them from a legal standpoint, but you need to be sure that you are protected, trademarked, intellectual property, terms and conditions, subcontracting agreements. There's a whole gamut of things that you need to be across from a legal standpoint. So make sure you have a person from a legal standpoint on your team. The next one is insurance. Whew. So many businesses don't realize that they're underinsured, and you are probably one of them. So, depending on what industry you're in, again, maybe your industry association can recommend some insurance for you. But the types of insurance that you want to be considering include public liability. You want to protect your income. You want to make sure that the site that you're on is insured, the work that you're doing is insured, everything that you are doing needs to be insured, and you want everything to be protected from a business standpoint. The game changes as a business owner when it comes to protecting your assets from an insurance standpoint. For example, did you know, because your tools are in your shed, if you do any kind of work at your home and a fire starts and it's pertaining to your business without the right business insurance or home insurance, your home may not be covered. Startling. So we do also recommend you having a really good insurance broker on your team. Again, if you don't have one, we have a trusted advisor in Glenn Thomas. He's on our website. He will tailor your insurances to work for you and your business. Another example, trailer insurance and car insurance. You need both. It's very rare that your car insurance company will cover you for your trailer or your caravan or whatever it may be. There are so many intricacies with insurance. From the business perspective, though, you want to go find a broker that's going to protect your business and anything that you might be doing that's a bit outside of the box. You know, if you're doing dangerous works or if you're doing things that put you in a more dangerous position, then please make sure that you've got the right insurances in place. Protect your income, protect your assets, like protect everything. So that's insurance. Finance. All right. Woo, finance brokers. This could be any gamut of broker or support person. It doesn't have to be a broker, it could be a bank. When you are at this point, you're in a growth phase, right? Once you tip over that 500,000, which you're hopefully working towards, then you may need some financing cash flow. I won't go into that. It's the 3 types of cash flow, which is a whole other thing. Financing cash flow is things like an overdraft or a line of credit that will support you to pay your suppliers once you get to a certain size. You're not quite there yet, so you don't need to worry too much about that. But what you do need to worry about is having a good relationship from a business standpoint with your bank. and you want to be building credibility financially with your bank. Okay. So have a good relationship. Make sure you got a business banker who will help you to get your account set up and everything correct, right? That's another video too. The other thing from a financing perspective is asset finance. Asset finance is not always very simple when you are a business owner. People, banks, etc., make business owners jump through a lot of hoops in order to get finance, and then sometimes they are not even successful. So you want somebody on your team who understands small business, understands the challenges of small business financing, and will walk you through what's required in order to finance what you need to finance for your business. Again, we have a trusted advisor. Her name's Michelle Balcom from On the River Finance. She's a trusted advisor on our website. Somebody that we have had a lot of personal business and asset finance through Michelle, and we've done business and finance through our financial institutions. So shop around, think about who your asset finance or business finance broker or people need to be. You want those people in your corner, and you want to set yourself up for success. Now you're getting some success and some runs on the board at this level of business. You really want to be thinking about this, guys, and being proactive rather than reactive. If you've got a growth strategy in place, say by 6 months' time, you want to be doing 750,000, you should be talking to your business banker now and asking the questions. What will I need to show you in 6 months' time if I come knocking on your door because I want an overdraft? Get ahead of it. Don't get to that place where you're like, shit, I can't pay my suppliers. I need finance. It might be too late, and the bank might be like, no, not happening. Have the conversations early. So asset finance and business finance, or business brokerage, business asset brokerage. Then you've got financial planning, probably not as required at this level, but all of the people that you will ever need in business and life are on our Trusted Advisors page. But I just wanted to really highlight HR, legal, finance brokerage, and insurance for today, because those are at your point in non-negotiable people that you need in your team to support you in order to be successful at this level and beyond. Drop any questions in the discussion. Make sure that you're asking your colleagues what they're up to, what they recommend. Get the conversation going. Hope this has been helpful. You know where we are if you've got more questions.